put them at the back of your mind to never ever make these three mistakes when you are going to Georgia, because they can make life a complete nightmare for you when you get to Georgia. Do not think about moving to Georgia to settle. It's a bad idea. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Ayokunle Omoni, and today I'm going to talk about a very important topic. If this is your first time of visiting my channel, please click the like button before you continue watching and subscribe as well. So today I'm going to be talking about three very important things. So if you have to forget anything when going to Georgia, you must know these three things. You must put them at the back of your mind to never ever make these three mistakes when you are going to Georgia, because they can make life a complete nightmare for you when you get to Georgia. And the first thing is illegal stay. And how can you be illegal in Georgia? When you arrive Georgia and you don't have the temporary resident card, what they call TRC in Georgia, it's also known as resident permit. So it's actually possible for you to get to Georgia even as a student and not get the resident permit. And there are lots of students out there in Georgia that are having the trouble or having difficulties in getting resident permits due to so many reasons. So the first reason could be out of ignorance, lack of information. So a lot of them just arrive Georgia, nobody to tell them, oh, you have to apply for resident permit at this particular time, you have to. So if you don't apply early at that specific time, you are going to be denied, and that's the beginning of the end already. And once you've been rejected once, you become a red flag. Even when you meet the requirement the next time, they tend to want to deny you again. So make sure you understand the information about getting the resident permit. I made a video about how to get resident permit in Georgia. I'll probably put it somewhere here. So make sure when you get to Georgia, apply as early as possible. Make sure you submit your application. I will tell you 1 week. Within your first week in Georgia, make sure you apply for your resident permit, because if you don't have the resident permit, you won't be able to walk freely on the streets. The police can stop you anytime, and if they realize you don't have the resident permit, you may be deported. So make sure you have your resident permit. So because there are a lot of students roaming about Georgia, not because they don't have the requirements, but because of lack of information, they didn't apply early. So make sure you don't make that mistake before you even leave your country. Understand the concept. Like I said, I made a video about that. I will put the link somewhere in the description box below, and maybe I'll put the link as well here. So make sure you watch the video and also understand the process of applying for resident permit, and apply very early. So number 2, before you depart your country, right? Do not think Georgia is like a country like US. Don't think Georgia is Canada. Don't think Georgia is Australia or the UK. Georgia is also a developing country. Georgia is, of course, maybe better than where you're coming from, but in terms of having the mentality of, when I come to Georgia, I'm going to make a lot of money. I receive so many messages from a lot of people, family men, that are considering bringing their family over to Georgia. This is a massive to Georgia is not that kind of country. Absolutely. If you want to move from your country, maybe from Nigeria, move to a country like Canada, or move to US. I know it's difficult, but don't even bother to come to Georgia, because number 1, it's difficult to find a job. Number 2, even when you get a job, the average salary is around $300 per month, and that will barely take care of food in a month. So because the house rent is around $350 in a month, or even more if you're renting a 2-bedroom apartment. So having the mentality of relocating to Georgia it's a terrible idea. Do not think about moving to Georgia to settle. It's a bad idea. So, but for students, Georgia is very good for students. Low tuition fee. So the tuition fee is affordable. A very peaceful country. Obviously, it's just good for students, not for people that has family, not to relocate and stay permanently. It's a terrible idea. Do not do that. You have no choice than to return back to your country at the end of the day, maybe after a year or so. So don't think about it. And it's even very difficult for you to get a resident permit if you are not a student in Georgia. And the third thing you have to be aware of is not a disaster. In Georgia, the official language is Georgian language, not English language. So when you're coming to Georgia, know this in advance, because when you arrive at the airport, talking to the driver sometimes can be a challenge, because most of them don't speak English, except the younger ones. People below 35 years tend to speak English, like about maybe half of them speak English. But in marketplaces where you see older demographics, like older people, it's very, very difficult for you to find someone that can speak English. But the good thing is, in your university, they speak English. In banks, people speak English. In institutions. So it's actually not a disaster, but just be aware in advance that Georgia is not an English-speaking country. So those are the 3 things I intend to let you guys know today. And if you've gained anything, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys again the next time. Thank you.